Welcome to The Know, I'm Ashley Jenkins.
I'm Turney.
And we all know cell phone driving is dangerous, but soon it might even be illegal to walk using your cell phone.
After that, no cell phones while sitting or laying in bed. You drop them on your face, it hurts.
So we're just gonna go all VR. This ban on cell phone walking is being proposed by a New Jersey assemblywoman and is a little bit of a far cry from other similar legislation. We've seen proposals to ban texting or talking on a cell phone before, but usually it revolves around doing so while crossing streets or something like that.
Per this new bill, it would be illegal to use your cell phone along any roadway, even when on a sidewalk. Offending pedestrians, which is adorable, a word for
pedestrians?
Pedestrians.
Yeah. We'll work on it.
Could get hit with the same penalties as people who jaywalk.
In New Jersey, the home of this lovely piece of legislation, and also Michael Jones, not saying there's a correlation there, but you be the judge, the penalties for jaywalking are a fine of up to $50.
Sounds so bad, actually.
And 15 days in jail.
Good Lord. To avoid this penalty, all pedestrians would have to adopt hands-free devices, so, Jersey would just become a whole land of people talking to themselves.
It's fun when you don't know if someone's crazy or just really busy. The sponsor of this bill, Pamela R. Lampett, hopes that even if the bill doesn't pass, it at least raises awareness of the dangers of walking and cell phoning. Even if you have the permission to walk signed to walk, you should not be distracted. You should be aware of what's going on around you, especially in the street.
For the assemblywoman, this story actually comes from a very personal place. She knew a student during her work with the University of Pennsylvania who was killed by a bus while using his cell phone.
I'll just walk right out there. If passed, this law would join several other head-scratchers in New Jersey, like the fact that it's illegal to pass any other car without honking, to pump your own gas, and to wear a bulletproof vest while committing a murder. No bulletproof vest while murdering. Got that?
You gotta be vulnerable. So, stranger laws have happened there, for sure. Also, stranger things, like Michael Jones. Again, we're not saying they're connected, but could they be? Thankfully, it does seem that sense has prevailed in other parts of the U.S. where a ban on cell phone walking was shot down before.
In New York, for instance, State Senator Carl Kruger has been trying to ban not only cell phones, but iPods while walking since 2007. Fortunately, he hasn't even been able to get that bill to a vote.
Fuck the iPods!
No iPhones! No iPods! You music? No! I wonder if he's also going after Walkmans.
Yeah, we'll get those damn Walkmans! Both Arkansas and New York have tried to pass similar laws that would make it illegal to use a cell phone while crossing the street, but those attempts also failed. Not content to single out just walkers, though, New York targeted bikers on cell phones as well in a recent bit of controversial legislation.
For lawmakers, it seems like these bills are simply a logical progression from the bans that have already been instituted on cell phones for drivers. And for the most part, using a hands-free device while driving is now, well, the law to land pretty much everywhere, right?
Yeah. Currently, 14 states have bans on handheld cell phones while driving, 37 states ban cell phone use completely for novice or teen drivers, and 20 states ban cell phone use by bus drivers.
Only 20?
I can't believe that's only 20.
Really? That's really low.
It's really, really, really weird.
Right.
In addition to that, 46 states ban text messages while driving.
What are the other 4 doing?
Go for it, it's Alaska!
Okay. The crackdown on some of these states is getting bigger all the time, too. Interestingly enough, in California, you aren't even allowed to use the map app while driving.
Yeah, no, it's
so
true.
Everyone on the street in California is breaking the law.
Yeah, you can't even have it in your hand even if it's not on, because I got that cell phone ticket. Yeah! Whether or not you like or obey those rules, the data totally backs up the idea that driving while using your cell phone, it's a really deadly idea. Research shows that not only are we terrible at judging just how much we suck while driving using a cell phone.
Oh, I know how much I suck while driving. Oh man, it's bad.
I said suck while driving and it was suck at driving, but sucking while driving is something completely different, kids.
You're probably not a great driver when you're doing that.
You're also less likely to create totally rad Dukes of Hazzard moments with other objects on the road.
Worse than all that, studies also show that the effects of talking on a cell phone while driving are just as profound as the effects of drunk driving.
Again.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit worse about like my cheeky occasional like changing the music.
It's true. Or a little texty. Again, science backs all this stuff up. We know it. And while it seems laughable to apply the same logic to walking with a cell phone, there's actually some data to back that up as well.
In a report released last year by the Governor's Highway Safety Association, cell phone use was linked to an increase in pedestrian fatalities. In fact, starting in 2009, pedestrian fatalities rose by 15% to 4,735 in 2013 in the U.S. According to that same report, nearly 2 million pedestrian injuries were caused by cell phone use in that same time frame.
Good night.
Just walk right out there.
Just be careful.
But the tags are so important.
You're so fragile. A similar report from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration also found that pedestrian accidents are significantly increasing in conjunction with the rise of cell phone use. Another study from Injury Prevention also found that pedestrian injury and death tripled from 2004 to 2011.
It doesn't stop there either. In addition to the studies demonstrating that pedestrian accidents continue to increase as we rely more on our cell phones, researchers have been trying to determine what kind of effect cell phones have on our walking.
The results are actually pretty interesting.
Drunk walking too.
Drunk walking. Research out of Stony Brook shows that pedestrians are 61% more likely to veer off course than walkers not on their cell phones.
How often have you walked into something?
Yeah,
be honest. I've walked into
absolutely.
things.
I've
It's
also
really embarrassing.
walked into something just walking, so
Well.
you know. It's always a crapshoot. A 2012 Pew Research study also found that 53% of walkers have been on the giving or receiving end of bumping into someone who was distracted by their cell phone. It also literally changes the way we walk, including speed and navigational awareness, according to a study from Gait and Posture.
My favorite magazine. Cell phone walking has gone so bad in China. They actually put in like a short like cell phone walking lane to one of their theme parks. So like, here's your walking, here's your running, here's your texting.
Texties. The sexting line. There's also the anecdotal stuff we've seen in viral videos, like people walking into fountains, the guy in California who got ambushed by a loose bear because he was busy texting his boss.
That bear's like, hey, I'm right here.
Yeah.
Pay attention to me.
He was actually texting his boss that he might be late because there was a bear in the neighborhood.
And he ran into the bear?
Yeah, found him.
Nailed it. So as much as we laugh at lawmakers who are up in arms about people walking with cell phones, it might not actually be all that laughable. I mean, it is,
We
but
are
only if
still
you're the
laughing.
one not finding the bear.
Yeah, it sort of raises an important issue that we've seen almost everywhere. Is technology progressing too fast for us to regulate it meaningfully?
That was like the entire premise of Almost Human, the TV show that was canceled way too soon.
We're just so upset about that. We're at a point now in our lives where literally more people in the world have access to cell phones than toilets.
Widespread cell phone use is still in its relatively early stages, and some of these laws are just symptoms of trying to make sure we don't all kill ourselves by walking off cliffs while Snapchatting or taking selfies, since apparently lots of people are dying that way now too. More than just sharks, right?
Yeah, more than sharks.
Sharks get a bad rap.
And vending machines. Although it does make sense to introduce legislation when endangering the lives of others, there are plenty who argue that when it really comes down to it, you can't legislate stupidity. So, you know, it always finds a way.
Yeah, you can't stop from someone hurting themselves. People will always hurt ourselves.
Yes.
That's what we do. So keep your heads up, all you cell phone walkers who are probably watching this video on your way to class, work, or a bear ambush. Maybe wait till you get home.
Or keep watching it, because we love when you watch it, wherever you are.
It'll make more news for us.
Not in the car, though. But seriously, do watch it, our stuff, please.
What do you guys think of this new proposed law to end all the cell phone walking in New Jersey? Would you sign the legislation? Let us know in the comments.
For more on the latest ways that humans will obliviously walk.
Obviously obliviously.
They will obviously obliviously walk, run, bike, or selfie their way into danger. Like this video and subscribe to the Know.
I love the Chinese like texting lanes. I think it's hilarious. They've gone like on stairs.
It's actually like they did Improv Everywhere did like the tourist side part of the sidewalk for New York, and tourists actually were like, oh, this is my side. Okay.
They actually went in it?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's like you just see a line, you get it, and you're like, oh, I'm supposed to be here.
I go here now.